Welcome back to another video with idntvbusiness. Now before we get into this, make sure you like the video, watch it all the way through, and use the timestamps if you don't have time or if you just want to get a particular section on this video. Now like I said, make sure you thumbs up the video. Now let's get into it. Now Shotti is locked up, man, and he's giving this interview with DJ Akademiks. Now what they're doing, or what I'm seeing, is people are releasing it parts and parts on YouTube, so I'm just catching the bits and pieces of this particular interview. Now this whole interview is 40 minutes. You can check it out on Spotify. It's on DJ Akademiks. Now during this particular part of the interview, Shotti addresses the rumors between Jim Jones and Wack100. Now if you guys been following my channel for the past about month, Wack100 was insinuating that Jim Jones was a snitch. He was involved in that federal case and he was recorded on the phone call. Now Shotti is very upset about this particular situation with Wack100, blaming Jim Jones for being a snitch. Now during this interview, Shotti comes out his mouth and he says Jim Jones is not a snitch. Him and a snitch wouldn't even be in the same sentence. Jim Jones is one of the higher people that Shotti and Matrix look up to. So they said if anything was fishy about Jim Jones, they wouldn't even associate, let alone talk to Jim Jones on the phone.
Hell, come on, that's not even a question. That's not even a question. If he was, we wouldn't be around him. That's the bro. Like I love him. I love him like he loves us. It's just that simple. That's not even a question. That's like no. Like it's point blank no. Like not even. His name is not even the same sentence as that. It wouldn't be. It couldn't be. Like we hold him with the highest regard for a reason. We couldn't be. It wouldn't be. Not at all. Listen, man. Like y'all gotta really understand what's going on. This is a federal case, right? If Jim had anything to do with anything, he would have been indicted. He didn't have anything to do with anything. So people are allowed to say what they feel at any given time. If you violate me and I feel like I want to tell my brother what to do, that's cool, bro. Like that's what he was doing. Y'all heard it. The recordings came out, and the full-length recordings are going to be out on the Straightway documentary, my documentary. But you heard what Complex released. Y'all heard it. He was just speaking something. He didn't say anything. Nobody said kill the kid or hurt the kid. He ain't say nothing like that.
Now, everyone is talking about this wiretap. At first, when I reported it, Wack100 was saying, why is Jim Jones on the wiretap? And he didn't even get called in for questioning. Now Shotti is giving information saying that federal cases, or pretty much cases period, you can't bring anyone in or attach them to a criminal case, especially on the phone call. Shotti was saying that Jim Jones was giving his opinion on what would happen or what should happen if it was him, or just speculating about 6ix9ine, about him being violated. Now super violated is a very broad term. I mean anything. It could be give him money, it could be hurt him, it could be anything. So they were saying that this particular phone call with Jim Jones and Matrix really is not incriminating at all, because he definitely would. It would have to be a lot more for him to actually be involved in this case. Now, like I said, during this interview, I felt like he got very frustrated when he was speaking on Wack100. He was saying Wack100 doesn't know any facts about the case, and just because he has a so-called street record, that doesn't include the federal court cases and the federal charges and how things go federal. Now, he was saying that Wack100 is not even interview worthy. Wack100, on the other hand, like I've been reporting, he should have been involved in this case because he was recorded on a phone call talking to Matrix. But like I said, when I went and revisited the actual conversation, Jim Jones was just giving his opinion. He wasn't giving an order, he was giving his opinion. But Wack is making it seem like Jim Jones was saying, you need to do this, you need to do that. Now, during this conversation with DJ Akademiks and Shotti, Akademiks actually asked Shotti. He was saying that Jim Jones pretty much was giving his opinion, but after that phone call, 6ix9ine security got hurt. This was Wack100 was saying that he gave his opinion, and in the same opinion actually caused an incident where 6ix9ine security got bum rushed or ambushed and things like that. Now this is when kind of Shotti flipped, and he was saying Wack100 doesn't have any merit about this conversation or about this particular case, and he doesn't even want to talk about it anymore. Now Shotti was saying that he wanted to clear up this particular question, or just the narrative going on about Jim Jones. He's saying that Jim Jones is not a snitch. Now, and during this conversation, like I said, he was frustrated throughout the whole thing, speaking about Wack100. He was feeling like, he felt like Wack100 was getting compensation for something, because why would he just come out of nowhere and just expose Jim Jones, or try to expose Jim Jones and speak about that case? He said that Wack100 needed some money. Holla at Shotti, because he said he got a mill for him. So whatever that means. Now here is the particular conversation.
It's like that you're still trying to get people indicted. What type of time are you on if you didn't tell? If you're like, you get what I'm saying? This is for the world and all your fans and all his fans, man. Right? When somebody speaks on a situation without any facts, it's their opinion. What you're listening to is two fucking corny ass dudes' opinions. These are not facts. All this shit that y'all running around with this dude, and he's running around talking all this shit, and come on, man, it's not even interview worthy. You get what I'm saying? It's not even interview worthy.
That's his.
First and foremost, you have to. Usually, he's never been indicted by the federal government. Like, you have to commit a crime. Like, the standards on being in the federal government is very high. Like, even in a state, you can't prosecute somebody for being on the phone and saying, "Hey, yo, I think you should do this or I think you should do that." Like, that's what Jim did. Like, you got the recordings, release them shits again, and clear my man's name. That shit is the shit is going on out there with dudes who have no merit or no facts, claiming real niggas as rats. That's crazy. Like, and when a rat is saying that, that's even crazier.
Now, I don't know. It's really starting to get me to scratch my head. Now, at first, I was reporting what Wack100 said, then I did the reply with Jim Jones. Now, I'm starting to kind of question it. I don't know who's lying. Maybe everybody's lying. But one thing is for sure now, if Jim Jones was a snitch, why is only 6ix9ine and Wack100 insinuating that Jim Jones is a snitch? Now, like Jim Jones said, he's been in the industry for over 20 years now. If anything would have happened remotely to Jim Jones being a snitch, you got to think he was really popping back in the day. I'm thinking somebody might have exposed him by now. So no one really exposed him but 6ix9ine and Wack100. Now, a lot of people believe it, but I don't know what to believe right now. So let me know in the comments, how do you feel? Do you think Jim Jones is a snitch, or do you think Shotti pretty much cleared it up? And now Shotti's saying that a full recording will come out and it will be on the Treyway DVD. So you have to hear everything in full. That Complex only released a little bit of that conversation between Jim Jones and just the Super Violate and the Mel Matrix phone calls. So they're going to release the whole thing so they could clear the whole speculation in the narrative that's going up. Now, this is according to Shotti. My thing is this, that really made me scratch my head. Shotti was saying that Jim Jones being on the phone can't really get him in trouble in a state or a federal investigation. Now, I don't know about that. You guys got to let me know in the comments below. But I would love to see Wack100 address Shotti right now. Now, it would be very interesting to see these guys go back and forth, but I don't think Wack100 will. Why? I feel like Shotti will give him his full attention, and I feel like Jim Jones wasn't giving Wack100 that full attention. And I think Wack100 knew that Jim Jones wasn't going to respond, and this is the reason that Wack100 kept provoking it. Now, that's how I feel. Now, it looks like everyone is coming to Jim Jones' defense. Like I said, when he got on the Clubhouse app, Trav backed him. A lot of people backed him from New York. Now, Shotti and Mel Matrix, that's locked up, is still vouching for Jim Jones. Now, one thing I want to say this before I get up out of here. I feel like if Jim Jones was actually a snitch, quote unquote, why don't you think the feds will pull him up? Why don't you think the feds would either tell 6ix9ine, Mel Matrix, or Shotti when they're in the investigation room? Do you have any information on Jim Jones, especially 6ix9ine, especially if he's telling? Why wouldn't 6ix9ine give up more information saying he's the OG, he's the blood, he's this, he's that? But fortunately for Jim Jones, his name wasn't brought up with any snitches. So I think Jim Jones is A-okay right now. I think 100% he's good. So let me know, how do you feel about this in the comments. I will play this small clip for the Super Violated clip again so you guys can re-listen to it. Like I said, after I re-listened to it, I changed my mind. It didn't sound like Jim Jones was putting any orders in. I feel like he was just giving his opinion.
That's cool, but now he gotta get violated.
Yeah, super violated. Super duper. So ain't too much he can really do unless he gonna run around with 100 armed securities all day. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get shot at pay.
He ain't getting enough money for that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And he just canceled all his shows.
And he ain't a gang member no more.
Nah, he ain't nothing.
That's what Shotti needs to make sure he do.
I think he said,
you don't need to be on no TMZ. Let Shotti be on TMZ.
I'm not gonna get on it, but he wanted me to talk to the nigga and tell the nigga what happened, like, cause you know, my lap first. You feel me? So he want.
Nah, you don't say nothing. You let Shotti handle that shit, bro. You don't say nothing.
So don't say nothing.
Nah, Shotti gotta handle that shit. He get on TMZ. He need to talk his talk. He need to talk his shit. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
And he need to be very, very, very articulate about what he's saying, why he made people think that nigga was a gang member. He needs to let niggas know that he was never a gang member.
So like I said, thanks so much again to the end of the video. Use the timestamps on all my videos and subscribe if you're new. I post sporadically, so you want to be subscribed so you can be up to date with the news. Don't miss anything. I'll catch you on the next one. Signing out.